Episode 8 of The Gilded Age, tucked up in Newport. The eighth episode begins with George meeting with Clay and his lawyers. They're still a long way from figuring out who wrote the letter. The trial will start soon, and if George does not have the requisite evidence by then, he could face jail time. George is visibly angry, but he and Bertha keep the show on the road. Gladys and Carrie are getting ready for the next gala, hoping to gain some independence afterward. Oscar has a secret meeting with his boyfriend, John Adams. Oscar believes he doesn't have enough money to live his life the way he desires, and John is sincerely in love with him. Meanwhile, despite the opinions of others, Maureen determines that she loves Rake's, Thomas Cockrell. She makes the decision to elope and informs Peggy of her decision. Rakes pays a visit to the Van Ridgen residence during their conversation and leaves Peggy a letter. Armstrong examines the contents of the letter in secret and seeks to fire Peggy. While in Newport, Oscar has the opportunity to spend time with Gladys and the Russell family, but he fails to make any substantial progress with them. However, John appears, further complicating the situation. Bertha, Ward McAllister, and Aurora travel to see the new mansion that the Astor family has recently purchased in Newport near the end of the episode. Mrs. Astor appears unexpectedly while they are there. Bertha and the Russell family appear to have no intention of being accepted into polite society. While Mrs. Astor believes George is a force to be reckoned with, she is adamant about not allowing Bertha into her social circle. Bertha, Ward McAllister, and Aurora have no idea what to do when they learn of Mrs. Astor's visit. Bertha is smuggled out of the kitchen with the help of Mrs. Astor's butler. Bertha must be embarrassed as she exits through the back door. Everyone engaged is bound to suffer some consequences as a result of this. Bertha, like her husband, isn't simply forgiven or forgotten. Is George arrested at the end of The Gilded Age episode 8? No, George is not apprehended. The truth behind the Milbourne, Pennsylvania, disaster is discovered totally by coincidence. Marion witnesses Mabel Ainsley, George's stenographer, present some papers to Larry for his father earlier in the episode. She notices Ainsley leaving a store and realizes that the other woman has left her purse behind. Mrs. Dixon is her name, according to the store employee. Marion offers to deliver the purse and then pays a visit to the Russell family. At the time, George happens to be present. When he discovers that Ainsley's real name is Dixon, everything falls into place. Dixon is also the name of the man in command of the railroad construction. Mrs. Dixon Ainsley is forced to confess in court that George originally penned the memo for a different purpose. Bertha recommended a business to renovate his office, but George thought they were too pricey. Ainsley retained the note, thinking it may come in handy later. Unfortunately, this isn't the first time she and Dixon have diverted funds intended for other use. The court finds George not guilty of all accusations and informs Ainsley and Dixon that the case will be sent to the prosecutor's office. Both of them may be sentenced to prison. Furthermore, George threatens Ainsley, stating that he will keep an eye on her and that she will never work in an office again. What went wrong with Peggy and her father? Peggy is forced to face her terrible history in this episode after Armstrong reads the note Rakes left for her. Elias Finn, who used to work as a stockboy at her father's pharmacy and was featured earlier in the series, became her love interest. They relocated from Brooklyn to Philadelphia. Her father discovered her after she had married and given birth to a child, and he compelled Elias to sign a document stating that he had previously married. Peggy's father then persuaded a court to declare her marriage null and void. Unfortunately, Peggy's son died not long after he was born. She was taken back to New York and ordered to forget about the child. Peggy later attempted to locate the midwife who delivered her baby, but was informed that she had relocated to Doylestown. Rakes was asked to see if he could locate the woman. Rakes told Peggy in the letter that he couldn't find her either.